Good morning, good afternoon, just happy day. Thank you for joining us. My name is Tim Watts. I'm a annuity sales director over here at IAMS. I'm joined by Jake Brenton, annuity sales director, and Clifford Blagette from Safe Money Events. Got an exciting webinar to go over with you today. We're going to be introducing our IRMAA solutions that pair with our IRMAA Navigator, which is a certification software and then marketing program. So this is a holistic way for you to help your clients with those rising costs in medical or in Medicare expenses. We're also going to talk about our seminars with Clifford as well, and some of the amazing options that we have there with several different options as far as the topic goes. Before we get into that, we definitely do want to share a few programs that agents take advantage of over here at IAMS that they love, and might have some programs that you haven't heard about. One thing that I do want to mention is we'll have questions at the end. So if you have any questions that come up during the presentation, don't hesitate to put them in that questions box. Additionally, we're going to have 3 or 4 polls. We'd love your participation on that. We do have a special prize IAMS giveaway for that agent that's the most involved here. So definitely participate in those polls, ask those questions, and we will get one of you agents who is the most participant that welcome prize from IAMS. The first thing I do want to highlight is our best-in-class customer service. We start this off by answering the phone with a live trained person. Could be Steve Murray, our president, who's been with the company for over 2 decades. Could be myself or Jake, ready to help you out with that annuity casework or illustration, or we're going to get you right over to that department that you're looking for. You can get us here at IAMS at 800-255-5055. It's there in the upper left-hand corner. With that, I'm going to turn it over to Jake. He's going to introduce a few great programs that we have over here at IAMS.
Well, thank you for that introduction, Tim. I'm going to start us off today with our new producer builders. And to introduce myself again, my name is Jake over here at IAMS, Annuity Sales Director. And for those of you who are new to us here at IAMS, these bonuses are available based on your production level in your first 180 days of contracting with us. We have great levels that you can qualify at, and as you can see inside each level are some great options for you. We've got incredible business building tools, personal perks for you, and even cash rewards available. If you would like to know where you stand towards your new producer builder, or if you would like to have a conversation about how to achieve that next level, please give us a call or talk with your sales director. Another business builders program that we provide our agents is our referred producer program. I see a couple advisors on with us today that have already taken advantage of this program. Our business on the wholesale side of the industry is similar to yours in the field, and that one of our best leads we could ever obtain is a referral from one of our valued producers. This is why we want to make it worth your while to refer a producer to us. That being said, when you do refer a producer to us and they get contracted, we're going to cut you a $50 thank you check. Now, where the real money comes in is as your referral rights business, you're going to receive an override on that business. Our ownership team, Charles, Steve, Curtis, and Chris, they sign checks for thousands of dollars every quarter. And with that being said, if you can think of anyone that could benefit from doing business with our team, please don't or hesitate to type their information into the questions box. You can certainly email me or Tim for that information. Below that is our marketing reimbursement program, which is our most popular program that we offer. For every $100K in FIA premium, you're going to get $100 in your marketing reimbursement account. Why this is so popular and lucrative for our advisors is that we truly do consider this to be your money. You're going to have the flexibility on what services, when, and who you use these funds with. It is your marketing reimbursement. We don't tell you the vendors that you have to use. We do recommend vendors that we partner with and leverage reduced rates and preferred service. We also have our creative team to create a marketing strategy and provide our in-house services. If you'd like to know how much is in your marketing reimbursement account or have a conversation about how to utilize it, give your sales director a call at our office. We're going to love to speak with you about that. Going on, our back office support is another way that we add value to your business. This is the core of IAMS and how Charles Hearing founded us years ago. We want to help the independent advisor work smarter, not harder. We're going to do that with our great business building tools and resources. Of course, advanced case design assistance, life and annuity quotes is an area that we assist with. We're going to get you those illustrations that you request within 24 hours, and I'm going to be completely honest with you. In all reality, you're going to get those much quicker, usually within the hour. Submission to commission support is handled by our new business teams. Mackenzie heads up is on the head of the annuity team, and Michelle's on the life side. They have fantastic teams who work tirelessly every single day to help you get commission quicker. We're going to scrub your applications, submit them on your behalf, do the administrative tracking, and get you updates on those cases as needed. We do this to ensure you get commissioned as quickly as possible. This is a service that we provide to our valued producers and how we help you grow your business by keeping you in front of the clients while our team handles the back office support for you. Our website is a great tool for our producers to use and another reason to work with us over here at IMS, also known as our IMS portal. Once you are contracted, you're going to have full access to everything that you see on this slide and so much more at imsinc.com. If you haven't registered for the website, it is very simple to do so. When we are done with this call, go ahead and create an account. We'd love to see you on there. A lot of great resources are available to you, including illustration tools, online forums, product grids, and product news. Industry updates are out there for you as well. Technology is where the industry is going, and IRMAA is our newest partnership to streamline the application process. Most of our carriers are now on our IRMAA Firelight eApp platform, so you can go to one site to submit all of your business. It is COVID friendly, and some of our carriers are going to eApp only for some of their product lines and will also offer extra comp for utilizing the eApp platform. Make sure that you ask your sales director before you submit a paper app if you can earn more money just by doing eApp. We do also have a full in-house creative team. We can help your practice, and a lot of items are turnkey and available for you. Many of our sales resources are white labeled so that we can simply impose your contact information and your business logos onto it. Speaking of your logos, Agency Solutions is our expertise for our team. If you haven't created a full customized brand for you and your agency, we can certainly help out with that. This is going to assist you with your name recognition, which grows your natural market organically. And then lastly on there is our digital marketing solutions, which is a very popular topic around here at IMS. We can help you with websites, social media marketing, email marketing, and much more. The internet and social media sites are where the overwhelming majority of prospects go to for information. Just making sure that you're accessible and represented in those marketing lanes is very beneficial. And now I'm going to launch our first poll. So just 1 second. Hey, Tim, do you see that first poll on this screen? Here we go. And this is, did you use paid marketing strategies in 2024? There's a yes, less than 10K annual spend, yes, 10K to 25K annual spend, and yes, 25K and up. And we greatly appreciate all of your participation in these polls, which helps us with our, which also helps us reach out to you. So yeah, no, we greatly appreciate these polls. I'll leave another 5 seconds on here, so get that answered. And it looks like 50-50. So yeah, thanks everyone for that participation. Now back to the screen. So we also offer a complimentary marketing analysis for our agents looking to explore new sales ideas and programs. Whether you're new to the industry or a seasoned producer, this free assessment can help you boost your business with insights on your website, digital presence, branding, and current marketing activities, as well as recommendations on trusted vendors for everything from lead generation to seminars and social content. Reach out to your sales director to get started at any time. And with that being said, I'm going to pass it back on over to Tim. Thank you, Tim.
Oh, sorry about that. I was on mute. All right, our IMS Wealth Management. We founded IMS Wealth Management over 6 years ago. What we've done is grow this division of IMS very organically. We've been able to help advisors become IARs and pass the Series 65. Once we have you registered, we're going to bring great value to your practice with an incredibly competitive fee structure for both you and your clientele. You're also going to benefit from a great technology and investment platform. This has been a major growth sector of our business, and assets under management could be a major growth sector for your business as well. Just one other quick highlight here. With annuities, 70 to 75% is the most that we can get in there. I believe around the similar for life insurance. So if you don't have assets under management, you're leaving at least 25, 30, probably 40% of wallet share for those clients. So again, take a look at the assets under management. You only have to pass that Series 65 one time, and then you're able to help your clients with their full nest egg. Next, we've got our Life and Annuity Academy. This is an all-expense paid training workshop. Now, we do cover all of your expenses, including airfare out there, hotel, cost of the event, food, and all of that. But where the real value is going to come in is with the 20 presenters going over those top marketing strategies, such as safe money events that we're being talking about today, product deep dives, as well as my personal favorite, advanced sales techniques. So we teach you new and innovative ways, such as IRMAA Navigator, to position annuities and life insurance for your clients. I'm going to talk about this a little bit more, but I want to go ahead and launch our second poll here. And that is, would you like more information about that next Life and Annuity Academy? We do have one coming up June 4th through the 6th. Unfortunately, registration is closed out on that. Looks like we'll have one in August, as well as another one in October. So still 2, maybe 3 chances to get out to one of those training seminar workshops. We have space for about 35 or so agents to each one of these. I really like that number of agents because it gives you the ability to meet with people from across the nation, but it's not such a big group to where you can't create some meaningful relationships for later on down the road. All right, I'm going to go ahead and end that poll. Some great participation in there. Looks like some folks are definitely interested in that next Life and Annuity Academy. We're also in qualifications for 3 trips for agents. The first of the 3 is going to be our trek to Quebec. Now, the qualification ends June 30th, 2025. If you're wondering where you're at, give Jake or myself or your sales director a call. We also have our Cap Cana trip to the Dominican Republic, and we also have a trip that was just announced to Utah. Again, 3 top producer trips plus trips available from carriers as well. I don't know how many other IMOs have that many opportunities for you to take a +1 out to an awesome vacation just for submitting business. If you haven't liked us on Facebook and LinkedIn, definitely go ahead and follow us there. We're going to get you product updates, rate changes, releases of products, and industry updates there as well. I'm going to go ahead and launch our third poll here while we get Clifford all brought up. This third poll is, what is your conversion rate with preset appointments? For those of you on here that have used those preset appointment services in the past, curious on what that conversion rate is with those prospects that you're meeting with. So definitely encourage your participation in this while you're participating in that poll. Just want to say, so Clifford is a fantastic resource and very innovative in the solutions that he's built for his company, and we get the privilege to work with Clifford. And really the thing I just want to say with this is an exclusive program working with us over here at IAMS. Clifford is a fantastic resource, and I think you're going to be very impressed with what he presents here today. So I'm going to go ahead and end that poll. Clifford, I see you on the screen. I see your presentation. So, sir, the floor is yours.
All right. Good morning, everybody. So we're going to go through some lead generation pieces today. You probably have seen my presentation before or seen parts of it, but today we're going to go over some of the newest additions that the IAMS team has rolled out. So before we get to that, we're going to go over just lead generation, event lead generation just in general, and what that means. So in 2025, we've seen dinner seminars, we've seen educational workshops perform very well, right? Like right now, I have an event in Henderson, Nevada that has well eclipsed the 120 registrant mark. Now, that seems like a lot, but if we do if we're only confirming 60% of the people that are signed up, and then about 50 to 60% of them show up, you're talking about a full room, but it's like a full room of 35, 45 people. So the numbers, for those big events, fall in line with kind of a confirmation sequence. We get part that fall off, and we also get into the show up rates after that. But the confirmation rates and the show up rates have been up for 2025. So that's good news for everyone who's doing event lead generation this year. So on average, we get 38 buying units. A buying unit is one person, or it could be two people. And that averages about 64 registrants. The attendance has been about 50% this year. And then the top topics are taxes and retirement, retirement income planning, and legacy planning. We're going to talk about the new topic that IMS released earlier this year coming up. So that's exciting, and I can't wait to see what those numbers look like. On average, for our educational workshops, we have more people sign up. So 43 buying units, 70 registrants, but we have a lower turnout rate. So about 40% or 17% or 17 buying units are on average showing up for those. Top topics are Social Security, taxes and retirement income planning. We've also had a lot of people do legacy planning this year, so that might creep back into there as well on the educational side. Just some numbers that, this last year we've had, art museum in Oklahoma, restaurant in California. We've had an educational event in New Jersey, Nevada, Mississippi. So lots of good numbers this year. At the end of 2024, attendance confirmations kind of fell off there for a while. Advertising got really expensive because of because of the political races, Black Friday, those type of pieces. But in 2025, they have bounced back very well for us and for our clients as well. The truth is that event marketing still works. Seminars and workshops still prove to be the most consistent and cost-effective method in generating prospects for financial advisors and insurance agents. Meta has 169 million daily active users in the United States, and 36.4 million of those are baby boomers. 78% of those baby boomers are on Facebook, and another 30% are on Instagram. Baby boomers spend 27 hours online, and they spend 13 hours of that on social media. They're also if you look at that number, 13 hours on social media, and then you look at this number that they only spend 10 hours a week watching the news, we are fishing where the fish are, right? We're meeting them on social media. We're not buying TV time, so that's what's important there. And many of these people believe that social media is improving their life. And that's debatable, but at least they're looking at it as a reliable resource for advertising and for those. The good news for us is Facebook uses a lot of algorithms on the back end to make sure that we are talking to the right people, and that we can go in there and tweak and adjust and look at traffic patterns and wealth maps and all sorts of stuff and tell Facebook exactly what type of person that we're looking for as we go. This last year, Safe Money Events and IMS worked together on a new program called IRMAA Navigator. And essentially, IRMAA Navigator unlocks high intent retirement prospects with IRMAA-focused digital events that feed directly into a turnkey sales system for financial professionals. So essentially what we're doing is using this topic of IRMAA, and we're targeting those Medicare eligible clients, and we're talking to them about IRMAA, right? And why they should know more about it, why they should be planning for IRMAA. It's a very overlooked topic right now. And so being able to fold that into your practice is super important. And guess what? IMS now has a hand to glove, sales process for that. we're educating people, and we're also then converting those people into our digital workshops, right? And then we are transitioning them into the IMS pieces, which Tim and Jake will go into more detail probably another time about the Navigator software and the ongoing follow-up and sales process that we help you with as well. Essentially, we've got ready to deploy IRMAA content. So the IAMS team has created a few presentations. They're compelling sales decks. There's also some on-demand videos. And then there's email and ad copy libraries as well that you're able to tap into. And Safe Money's using them for you, on our end. What makes this an interesting campaign is because normally we do a lot of content on retirement income and taxes, and those are great content pieces. I think that they're a little competitive. I think they're a little overdone. I saw a new Ken Fisher ad yesterday about retirement income. Made me want to kind of throw up in my mouth a little bit because it's just so bulky and generic and just pandering, really, if you ask in my opinion, to that. We are creating some very, very interesting content here, hand in glove with IAMS, working with Mr. McGrath. And essentially what we're trying to do is when we look at the Facebook sales funnel, we're trying to create our own clicks, right? So if you go to a lead generation company and you say, I want to get people, they're going to go down to that light blue part there where it says conversions. These are all the different places where I can tell Facebook that I want to buy clicks or convert people from, right? So most of the time we're working in the conversion level, and Facebook's algorithm, billions of dollars spent. They know who clicks on ads, they know what topics people are interested in, and they do, for the most part, they do a very good job, and they're very reliable in serving up those pieces, those conversions for us in a lot of our campaigns. There is still some sifting, there is still some pieces there that we have to work through, but essentially, what if we were able to go back to that top level, that awareness and reach place, and control our own audience, right? So we're controlling our data points, and that way we are controlling from awareness to appointment what type of person we're talking to. Well, and then I take a step back, like, well, what kind of content would that person want to see? And that's where Mr. Dan McGrath comes in. So Dan, who you'll see in all the IRMAA and IAMS pieces, the IRMAA Navigator pieces, we take his content. He's doing some selfie videos there for us. He's talking about IRMAA topics. He's getting real in deep, and we are amplifying those pieces. So he'll record a piece of content for us. We are then putting $5, $10, $15 a day behind all those content. And essentially what we're telling Facebook is anyone who watches Dan's content, that's a person that we want to be advertising to. So when you do an advertising campaign, we're dipping into that pool that's already created, that audience pool of people that are interested in Dan. They're interested in the content that he's presenting, because anyone that would watch 5 seconds of IRMAA or Medicare or whatever is the type of person that we want to be marketing to, in our opinion. So, like I said, Dan's nationally recognized as an IRMAA expert. He handles the IRMAA Navigator program with IAMS, and he helps us create these top of funnel content, which then gives us an authority-driven outreach, so to position yourself as the go-to research. So not only with that, then Dan does the content, and then when you come in with the presentation, you're also, IAMS has a program where you can be certified IRMAA, person as well, and they'll go into more details about that part of the program. But you see, we're finding the type of people that are interested in IRMAA. We're making you the person, the valued person in front of it, and then you close sales. So that's kind of like the overarching piece of IRMAA Navigator. And now I'll kind of go back into how we handle just normal done for you event marketing, done for you event lead generation. So this is a topic. We also have retirement income, taxes and retirement, Social Security, and the legacy maximization content as well. These have all been created with the IAMS team, so you're more than welcome to use them. And essentially, dinner seminars and event education is pick a time and a place, complete our short questionnaire. You're leveraging our brand, so the My Path to Retirement brand, and then you're going to watch the registrants add up like we showed you before. And essentially what's included is the registration page, confirmation emails, the text and email reminders. We use Facebook and Meta on the first level. And then if you use the premium service, we're also going to use some Google/YouTube ads. And then we also use our own ad network generated leads, right? We direct that we includes a thank you page. We also give you access to the Safe Money dashboard. And then there's a scripted presentation included, like I said before. And then if you pay for the top level, we can also include the confirmation calls as well. Here's an example of a registration page that we recently ran. This is what the prospect clicks on. They're taken to a sign up page, dates, times, topics, those type of pieces. It includes your bio and any additional disclosures that you might have. So what's included in our hybrid confirmation sequence is once a registration is made, we wait about 2 to 5 minutes. We send a registration email and a registration text. Now, in this middle part is the advisor reach out period. This is where we think that it's most important for you to call, can introduce yourself, confirm their reservation to the upcoming event. Now, the day before, we also send out a text message, or we send out an email, and the day of the event, we send out a text message with a map to the event. So your call. We have a lot of advisors who choose not to use the final two. We have a lot that use the whole thing. And then if you have your confirmation call service that you've opted into, they'll help you take care of that middle part that we talked about in the middle, or we talked about just a few seconds ago. Because essentially, how do we take something that's on the internet and make it real? Email, text messages, still not real. Somebody calling you on the phone saying, hey, Joe Advisor's looking for you on next Thursday, that's real. That's where it becomes important for those confirmation sequences to be handled and gone and move forward in there. What's also included are the paid media placements. Like I mentioned before, we're leveraging targeted. We start out with the geographical area, but then we also look at demographic points, income, traffic patterns in your area, and we build the best strategy around for that. We're not just dropping a pin and saying, go, here we go. We also will use YouTube, and then we also can layer in some of our other third-party media placements that we use as well. There's a thank you page that has links to there's a calendar reminder, and then a Google map or whatever, mapping software type of piece, so they can add those links to their email or add them to their calendar and pieces as well. Seminar dashboard, here's what it looks like when it's well handled, but essentially we make sure that you have a central repository data for all of your event data, and you can leave notes and work with your team in one place. Now, that's what is included with the dinner seminar. Same chassis, just different outlook. Some people are natural presenters, some people are natural educators, right? So it's kind of like pick and choose what fits you as an advisor. We don't push anybody into anything. We like to, be like, well, what's your, what fits you better, right? So essentially, educational events, no dinner, held at a library, community center, and what's included is the same thing as the other ones. It's just the content's different. We take out the dinner language and we just say educational opportunity. Same prices, $29.99. And then $30.99 for the premium, same includes as well. So if you're ready to turn IRMAA awareness into revenue using our proven system, you don't just get leads, you get a repeatable sales process as well. But essentially, you look for us for the done for you campaigns. you look to IMS for the scalable framework. And essentially, we want you to be a partner with purpose that understands how this all works together and when we move forward. So let us work in order to build this your next campaign. Let's focus on IRMAA. If you watch any of Dan's videos, or if you listen to Dan talk any about this topic, you're going to understand within like 2 minutes of why it's important. I was kind of skeptical, and then I sat in on the last sales, the last oh my God, where they go, the sales conference that they have that IMS held, and listened to Dan, and I was blown away by the content that he was presenting and how people need to understand how this can affect them in retirement. So definitely make sure that you understand it as well, because once you start getting your brain around it, you're like, oh crap, this is really big. So what's next? Fill out the form on our website. After you get your dates and time set, and then you pay, and then we get started on your event right away. So it's really easy once you get all set up for you to use our services. IMS has Lynn Feldhauser, who will work as your account manager, guide you through this whole process. So, feel free to leverage the IMS team to help you get set up and get the content to you. But essentially, that's the end of my presentation today, talking about lead generation through event marketing and the IRMAA Navigator plugin that we just installed. So, Tim, were there any questions, or Jake?
Yeah, so we did have one agent who raised their hand. If you do have a question, definitely go to the questions box and ask it. But I've got a couple here that come up routinely. So Clifford, if you could tell any agent what the top 3 things to do when planning a seminar. So like, what are the top 3 things that you should do? What would those 3 things be, in your opinion, that you've seen that typically lead to more successful events?
Understand the numbers, right? So even though I'm showing you big numbers here at the beginning, there's drop off when we do the confirmation calls. And then there's another round of drop off when we do or based off of how many people really show up. All right. The second thing I would say to people is have your presentation and your sales process like in line, right? What are you expecting the people who show up to do? Schedule an appointment. You need to have your calendar right in front of them, or have some kind of system where they're signing up for the appointment before they walk out the door, right? And the third part that's super important is, what's the follow-up? So if somebody signs up for an appointment next week with you, what's the follow-up to that appointment, and how you're getting, because what I see is a lot of advisors will set appointments but not have a process in place of how to confirm those appointments or make sure those people show up. And then 2 o'clock next Tuesday comes up and they're just sitting there because the person blew them off, right? They ghosted them. So is it a signed letter? Is it a call? Is it a something kind of like, remember, like this is a person who's agreed to meet with you. They've agreed to take the next step. It's worth a handwritten letter. It's worth a personal phone call, or those kind of like a big gesture at that point to make sure that they show up to that meeting as well. So have a process in line for that, and know what your next steps are. Don't just expect people to be like, come to that event and then just be like fawning over you. It is a competitive space. Your presentation is probably good, but there's always somebody else out there that's advertising the next one. So what are you going to do to keep that person like in your stratosphere?
Perfect. And then next question would be, what are the top 2 things that you think agents should not do? So what are some things that maybe somebody's done in the past and that really caused issues, or just anything on that other side?
Yeah, I mean, I think that the top 2 mistakes that I see are advisors trying to push themselves into something they're not comfortable with, if you're doing dinner events but can't stand to watch somebody eat, come in, eat, and leave, um, you shouldn't do a dinner event, right? It's part of the business. It's part of the what you should expect in that realm. Um, no matter how many qualification processes, no matter how stringent the phone calls are, no matter how that is, there are still people that will go to the event, eat, and dash, after the event, and it's just part of the process. Know your numbers, be comfortable with it, and learn to roll with it. If that's your personality, you'll be fine in that arena. But if you're not, don't force yourself into it, right? That's the first mistake that I see. The second mistake I see is people trying to um, uh, like, how do I say this, force venues on people that maybe they're not interested in. So like a cool community center or whatever, like it just, if people have to have a little bit of interest to want to go to that place, for it to work, right? So I have, you know, libraries are pretty good for just a completely, just like, I feel safe here. But a hotel or sometimes community centers can be that way too, or office buildings. It's just not, it's not going to be the right connection that you're looking for at that time.
Gotcha. So still a couple more minutes. If there are any questions out for the group, I wanted to share a couple of things that I've seen and just wanted to make sure we highlight. So the first one is if you're doing seminars, you need to have a helper. And why is that? Well, I can share with you that I went to a seminar a few months back, and it was the agent and his helper. When I walked in the door, the helper was screaming out of there. And why was that? Well, the entire audio and video went down, so she was going to go print the agent's presentation, right? So at least he had her there to go do that. Now, one thing about that is she printed off the entire 70 slide deck, so every single participant then had to go through their 70 pages of deck to find those 17 that the agent was going to work on. So first one is make sure you have a helper, because you never know what's going to happen. The next one is make sure you have printouts of your presentation in case the audio or the video does go out. And then third, lastly, here is at the end, there was 5 of us in the room, and there was one person that I would say was a low education when it came to what she was trying to solve for. So she realized that she had some issues, but there were just too many different options going on there. And so she asked, hey, I've got this problem. The agent said, hey, book an appointment with me. That's exactly, it sounds like I can help you out with that. And then she continued to try to suck the agent's time away. And that's where his helper came in, got that person booked with an appointment, was able to direct all the questions towards her, and then the agent could go and work the rest of the room. And with just only 5 people in there, of course, I was there to, more observe and see how everything was going. But that agent really just had 4 chances there to work with one of those clients, and that low information or low educated when it came to this type of a solution prospect could have, stole all of his time. So make sure you have that part of the process. Like Clifford said, if the call to action is him to book an appointment on your calendar, make sure that you make that as easy as possible. The last thing that I wanted to highlight here is, Clifford shows a ton of registrants, and then by the time they get into the room, well, there's some fall off. Does that mean that those folks didn't want to meet with you? Of course, there's some folks that signed up and didn't have real intent, but of those registrants that didn't show up, make sure you have a nurturing program that you can put those prospects into that can work and nurture on those. So when the time is right, they're ready to talk to you. Don't just look at that as a failed prospect and somebody that you're not going to follow up with. I've seen a ton of agents, the most successful agents rather, are the ones that not only have a great system on the front end to get as many registrants registered and as many butts in the seats, But then also after that, those are still good prospects. Invite them out to your next seminar. That's the other thing too about seminars is it's going to take some repeat of you doing them. So you get to having a really good presentation and you can work the room, but also it's like an at-bat with baseball. Nobody's saying that, I'm just trying to think of, Barry Bonds or Mark McGwire were the best home run hitters off of one swing. They did that over numerous seasons. Did they have a little bit of help from some juice? I don't know. You can call that one. But the point is they had at-bats. And
We're
with
giving them the
at-bats, you're going
juice,
to find
Tim.
success. What?
We're giving the advisors the juice, right?
We're giving we're definitely giving you the juice. And then you've got to make sure that you get some at-bats. We know that these strategies work. We know that there's agents out there that have dinner seminars that have success. We also know that there's agents out there that have more success with educational. So really it's about working with a great program like Clifford, but then also with IAMS, and we can partner and pair everything together that really fits you. So I don't think there's any other questions. So Clifford, I will turn it over to you for any wrap-up comments.
I don't really have too much. Like I said, talk to Tim, talk to Jake. They'll send the link to safemoneyevents.com. You go there, you fill out the form, and my team starts working on it right away. This is the perfect time to start looking for end of August, beginning of September events, right? Especially if you haven't done one in a while. This will give you, 2 months headway to get started for a productive fall. But like what Tim said, pick 2 or 3 venues, pick 2 or 3 times, like plan out your whole fall. Don't just get to the September event, put all your eggs in one basket and go from it. Think of it as a cycle. Think of it as you're picking your areas to cover. And those advisors are the ones that have the most success with us, right? Like they're continually out there taking their at bats, and they're continually out there planning ahead and knowing what the market's going to look like in the future.
Awesome. Well, hey, Clifford, Jake, definitely appreciate you guys hopping on the call. Everybody in attendance, Jake and I will be reaching out to you here in the next day or so. We'd love to get you going with Safe Money Events. And again, this is the only marketing program that partners a certification, a software, and a marketing for IRMAA. So there's other IRMAA certification out there. They don't have Dan McGrath. They don't have the updated marketing that we have, and they don't have the ability to utilize all of the solutions like Clifford has. So I had another agent raise their hand. Are you able to go to that questions box and ask that question there, Peter? If not, we will give you a buzz here right as soon as this. Okay. Doesn't look like we're able to get that question. So Peter, we'll give you a buzz here shortly and get those questions answered. Clifford, Jake, thanks for hopping on the call, guys. Everybody in attendance, have a great day. Bye now.